Thought there's some guys joining the army and then there's a war and then you got to protect the country and the people. So I thought I might as well go too. Not only to see the world, but to defend, to help defend the country. Well, I joined up in North Battleford. From there, they sent me to Saskatchewan. We got our medical and all that, and then after we passed the medical, they got to give us the uniforms. Later on, they sent us to Regina. From Regina, they kept us there for a while, not too long. And then they sent us to, some of us were sent to Maple Creek, where we took our first part of training. When I finished my first part of training, I transferred to Red Deer as a truck driver. From Red Deer, we finished our second part of the training from Red Deer, and then they sent us overseas. That's in the spring of 43. And we landed in Greenock, that's in Scotland. From there, they transfer us to, that same night, they transfer us to England. They call that place Farnham, I think, not too far from Aldershot. And then we were stationed there right along, and then later on, they bring us out in the country and live in tents. We're trained a lot. How to drive and all that, how to look after your vehicle, and then what we're supposed to do. And we're told that we're not allowed to leave the vehicles in action, to run away from them. If there's something going on, that we cannot run away. We got to stay with our vehicles. If they get hit, well, you're gone. You have to do what they were trained to do. An order is an order regardless what happened to you. Same thing like in the infantry, when we landed in Normandy, we couldn't help people. Some of them might be wounded, but they can't help themselves, so we didn't have time to stop and try to help them. Though. We had orders to be in a certain area at a certain time, so it's up to the driver to get there. They gave us maps. It's not like what we have here. They have towns and highway numbers and all that. We didn't have nothing of that. All they had was numbers all around. You have to read the numbers. You have to understand the number. Then you will find your point. My point was to go towards Bayou. But in a strange country, I didn't know how to look at the numbers to find my point. So I found my point, so I went there. There was one guy helping me, had a load of ammunition. He helped me to unload. We were told to be on our own for 3 days. I don't remember if I ate that first day. And I don't remember if I slept that first night. For 3 days, I was on my own. Everybody, all the truck drivers were on their own for 3 days. Before we left England, we were given a number that we were supposed to meet on a third day. There were a couple of vehicles that never showed up. What happened to them, we don't know. But the rest of us, we met in that point. That's in Normandy. From then on, we just, as usual, we had to go back and forth. Hauling, ammunition, petrol, everything, whatever you're told to haul. One thing, I was hauling some ammunition to a gun pit, artillery gun pit. And then they didn't have any ammunition. They ran out. And then when I got there, they opened up one case, I guess, and then they just put it in their gun, and then they fired, and I got a gun blast. You know, well, they had earplugs, but I didn't have any, We just unloaded. And then they were going to put me in a hospital. I said, no, I'm able to get around without hearing. But after a while, I start hearing again, you know. There's convoys, not only us, but there's convoys of different outfits, yeah? And these guys were flying around upstairs. If they see a convoy coming, they come right down and fire their machine guns on us, you know. But we couldn't run. We had to keep on going. But being scared, well, what can you do? You can't do nothing, you know. I seen two little kids, a little boy and a little girl. Whether they were brother or sister, I don't know. The sun was just coming up. Them two little kids were standing beside the road. The little boy didn't have nothing on. The little girl had a panty on. They were doing this, both crying. They were hungry. Where did they sleep? How did they keep warm? But we couldn't stop. We had to go, huh? I always think about them little kids. Whether they might have a family, maybe grandchildren, or they're still living. So I hope we'll never see that with our kids. You do like to see a person walking around, just skin and bones, yeah? I volunteered for the invasion in Japan, eh? But by the time we got home, well, the war was over there, so they didn't send us. Then later on, I volunteered for the Korean War. But the war was over there, so they didn't send us. When I came back from the war, we came on a boat. It took us 5 days. I think they called it New Amsterdam, I think they called it, or New Holland, something like that, the boat, eh? Landed in Halifax. From there, from Halifax, took the train to Regina. From there, in Regina, well, we already got our leave, our papers to come home, eh? So we left there. That was on the 28th of July. And I landed in Regina. And I landed in North Balfour on the 29th of July. You know, I tried to get that grant, $2,320 grant. I tried to get it, I couldn't get it right away until the farm instructor helped me to get it. So I got the $2,300, so about 7-8 years after I got out from the army, see. And then I went to a dealer in cut knife. He helped me to get that. He lowered his prices on the machinery, eh? I bought a little tractor and a little disc, you know. I was farming. I'd done it on my own. I worked for farmers. I started working when I was 14 years old. I learned a lot from them, eh? With a great deal of education, you don't understand very much. I got to use a dictionary a lot of times in order to understand a word. Yes, the way I look at myself, the way I do things, yeah. Planning is something that we learned in the army, to plan. I tell the people here, the young people, they should join the army, well, 6 weeks or 8 weeks training, they might stay in. They got to learn. They got to learn at the low part and then go up. A few years ago in Women Ridge, they took me to the front where there was 2 officers. I was sitting with the French people. I didn't know who they were, you know, but later on I found out they were French people, you know. They told me that I got to open the ceremony in my language. So I done that. Then when the ceremony was over, they took me back there again. They told me to say a prayer again in my language to close the ceremony, and I done that. And I've been told that's the first time an Indian was asked to do that. I don't know why me. Why me? Huh? I just happened to be there, I guess. I was the only Indian in that outfit. I got along with the white guys, huh? Because we're doing the same kind of work, you know. I got along with them. I never had any trouble with them. All the way from the time we landed to the time the war's over. I never had no trouble with them, so. Because we know that we had to work together in order to get what we were fighting for. When I came home, it wasn't the same. Some people didn't understand us. Some people even said that I don't belong to this band. Just because I joined the army, because they don't understand. They don't understand what was happening, what was going on. They don't understand us why we joined the army. They told me that they're going to kick me out from the reserve. They had a lawyer one time. They were going to kick the Favels out. They brought a lawyer, and I told the lawyer, where's the papers that he got? The first treaty pages. He didn't have them, and I had mine. 1876, I got that, and people quietened down then. They haven't said anything ever since. If I fought for the country, if I fought for the people, to defend for what they have, everybody's got it. Not only me or my family. It's for the country. I put my life on the line, and will I come back or not? Well, either we get killed to protect the country and the people. The government is not doing that. In fact, they cut off my old age pension. I can't work, so I don't make any money. I just got to live on the pensions. But they cut it off, so I got to start hitting the food banks. That's the way they handle us. That's the government. I asked for some assistance here in the reserve. They won't give it to me. I seen people starving when I was overseas. Now they won't make us starve. And they always say that people got to eat good and all that, Some people, they don't recognize us. Some people do. Why? What we did for them in order for them to have what they have. Same thing like in the years back, we went to Belgium. The people that we were talking to, some of them, they didn't recognize the people from here. But we told them they didn't have anything while the Nazis were in control. They were controlling them. We had to come there to take the Nazis out so they could have what they're supposed to have. And we told them that there will never be anyone that's able to do that unless we support each other. So people join hands all over the world to fight them three countries. Italians, Japan, and Germany. Other countries joined up. They joined hands to get what they want. I hope the people will come to understand, not only from us people, but the whites as well. They will have to understand the veterans, the white veterans. Because we work together. We got to work together to get something done. If we don't work together, we're going to start fighting again. And no one country is ever going to rule the world. No one country. They tried it, but they couldn't do it. All they will do is make a mess and make people suffer.